When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Dayton's only all-local news radio station. The power of WHIO Radio and News Center 7 means you'll know first. This is Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
Good morning. It is 5:46. I'm Brittany Otto here on Miami Valley's Morning News with the 3 big things that you need to know today. A shooting and a crash leaves 2 people dead in Darke County. The Dayton Flyers take on St. Joe's in their first game of the A-10 tournament tonight. And it is our top story. Multiple rounds of storms this weekend and a wind advisory issued for the whole region.
Yeah, and Brittany, specifically that wind advisory starts at 2 a.m. tomorrow and it lasts until 8 p.m. tomorrow.
The first line of storms is expected between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. Heavy rain, occasional cloud to ground lightning, and gusty winds look to be the main issues. An isolated storm may have damaging winds. A few may become severe. Saturday night into Sunday morning, the time frame for storms is roughly 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. This round looks more of a heavy rain threat.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. That's WHIO's Will Taylor reporting this morning. An injury at a middle school recess sends a student to a hospital by care flight.
It happened at West Liberty Salem Schools in Champaign County. Superintendent Craig Hissong says 2 students were playing when they collided with each other, causing one of the students to suffer a head injury.
That is WHIO's Jason Michaels reporting. Hissong says his staff responded swiftly and professionally while minimizing the impact on other students. One person is in custody after large amounts of drugs and guns were found in his home after an investigation at a Butler Township neighborhood.
Members of the Range Task Force and Butler Township Police executed a search warrant on Benchwood Road and arrested 1 suspect after cocaine, crack, marijuana, and guns were found in the home. Investigators did not release the identity of the suspect.
That is WHIO's Ian James reporting. Another scare in the skies. An American Airlines flight traveling from Colorado Springs to Dallas had to divert to Denver after some reported issues with the engine. And that engine caught fire after it arrived at the gate. Whitney Cronenberger was on board that plane, and she describes the panic that overcame other passengers.
There's a lot of screaming, and everyone was trying to get off as quickly as possible, but the doors weren't open yet, so a little bit claustrophobic. I probably was a little more nervous than some. Thankfully, I was sitting next to a firefighter, so he was just reminding me it's okay, everybody stay calm.
Now, American Airlines says all 172 passengers and 6 crew members were evacuated from the plane safely. The fire extinguished. Nobody was harmed. Another story we're following for you this hour. President Trump met with the NATO Secretary General in the Oval Office yesterday and gave an update on peace talks in the Russia-Ukraine war.
We're getting words that things are going okay in Russia, and it doesn't mean anything until we hear what the final outcome is. But they have very serious discussions going on right now with President Putin and others. And hopefully they all want to end this nightmare.
U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is in Moscow right now to discuss a ceasefire deal. WHIO News Time 549.
And we're going to get your 5-day weather forecast on this Friday morning from Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
Starting off in the 30s and 40s this morning, hitting 79 degrees this afternoon, possibly breaking a record high with a lot of sunshine. The winds kick up speed. Will hit 74 Saturday, bringing the chance of storms in the morning, in the afternoon, and again into the evening. And a few maybe strong wind to over 60 miles per hour going to be our biggest threat. Rain continues into Sunday, heavy rain at times, and by the end of it all, we could pick up nearly 3 inches, and flooding becomes a concern. 51, by the way, once that front moves through on Sunday, drying out Monday and Tuesday as temperatures continue to warm. 56 on Monday, 69 on Tuesday.
The live Doppler 7 radar is clear right now. It is 49 in Huber Heights, 52 in Urbana, 53 degrees at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free oil changes, an additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
And we check in now with traffic expert Jake Magnotta.
Doesn't matter where you're at right now on I-75, I-70, or 675. Traffic has been moving well all morning long. There are no crashes affecting the highways still. I'm Jake Magnotta.
ABC says a 4-year-old Chicago girl survived a fall from the 10th floor of a building. The girl suffered a head injury and is in fair condition at the hospital. No other injuries were reported. The incident is under investigation. A witness at the scene says it's a miracle she survived. And after what should have been 1 week turned into 9 months, there's more time and space for some astronauts. We've got that story in 2 minutes. WHI News Time 5:51.
Marianne's Pizza, home of Dayton's favorite pizza. Proud sponsors of Flyer basketball on WHIO Radio. Marianne's has been serving award-winning Dayton-style thin crust pizzas, giant sandwiches, and other Italian specialties in a relaxing old Italian courtyard atmosphere for more than 50 years. Come enjoy a night out at Marianne's, a great gathering place for sports teams, reunions, graduation parties, birthdays, and celebrations of all sorts. With 9 area locations, you'll find a Marianne's near you. Marianne's and the Flyers, 2 winning Dayton traditions.
WHIO's Brian Kilmeade here. I am coming to Dayton at the Victoria Theater Saturday, June 21st. Buy your tickets now at DaytonLive.org. Part of the WHIO 90th anniversary celebration. AM 1290 and 95.7 FM. Dayton's weather, traffic, and Fox News State.
Open the door to Dayton Door Sales. Family owned and locally loved, Dayton Door Sales is dedicated to giving your home the quality garage doors it deserves. Centered around a superior customer experience, our customers can rest assured that every member of the Dayton Door Sales family is committed to providing high quality garage door installation and repair services at great prices. To learn more, visit DaytonDoorSales.com. Dayton Door Sales. Integrity, value, experience.
Skyline is now serving up Mike's Hot Honey Conies and Waves. For a limited time, you can order your Skyline favorites with a drizzle of Mike's Hot Honey Extra Hot. It's pure honey blended with chili peppers for the perfect combination of sweet and heat. Proof that some things are just better together. Mike's Hot Honey Conies and Waves are only at participating Skyline restaurants while supplies last. So come to Skyline today and get your Mike's Hot Honey Conies and Waves.
This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
Okay, there's a weird thing I got to share with you. You know how when you pull a credit card out of your wallet, it'll have a number on it. Well, do you know that next time you get a renewal of your card, it may not have any numbers on it at all? And the reason is that credit card companies are trying to stamp out so much fraud. And there are now electronically embedded numbers inside a card, and that's enough. On your statement, stuff you have from your credit card company will have your actual number available to you, but more and more you're going to find that the number you're going to be using will be tokenized, kind of like what happens if you use Apple Pay or Google Wallet, where it generates a randomized number every time you use that particular card. That's the system we're going to for all credit card transactions.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO. Good morning, Dayton. You're waking up with the information you need to start the day. Miami Valley's Morning News continues on WHIO.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Miami Valley's Morning News. I'm Brittany Otto. The countdown is on. 3 days left until St. Patrick's Day. 53 degrees in Dayton at 5:54.
And that is 6 minutes here ahead of 6 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, happy Pi Day to all who celebrate.
Even if you're not a math whiz, you can still enjoy Pi Day with deals and freebies on pizza and in some cases, actual pie. And in Chicago, chefs have teamed up with a marijuana dispensary in an attempt to make the world's largest cannabis-infused pizza, a whopping 64 by 32-inch pie.
Bet you weren't ready for that story. It's Fox's Tanya J. Powers reporting. A week-long mission to space that became a 9-month trip was extended yet again.
The Associated Press says the rescue mission for astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore will be pushed back due to issues with a critical hydraulic system that happened just hours before the launch of SpaceX's Falcon rocket.
That is WHIO's Ian James. Both astronauts have been on the spacecraft since June. West, a new poll finds that many Los Angeles residents want to move out of the area following this year's devastating fires.
The fires and a lack of confidence in leadership, reasons for the discontent. The UC Berkeley LA Times poll finding that nearly 25% of LA County residents want to leave, and that 36% of city residents have little faith in Mayor Karen Bass.
That is Fox's Gary Baumgarten reporting. WHIO News Time, 5:55.
Oh, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Miami Valley's Morning News on this Friday. I'm Brittany Otto, joined this morning by Jeremy Ratliff in the news. Morning. Yeah, there you go. Will Taylor in Master Control.
Morning.
Okay, there we go.
He's there.
Sorry.
He's somewhere.
I'm
okay.
here.
He's busy.
He's a busy guy. All right, so we're all animal lovers. And there is a new survey out, according to expert vet at Pets Radar, that gives the top 5 reasons not to sleep with your dog. Coming in at number 5, dog sleep reactivity could result in a groggy dog snapping at you. 4, dirt and germs they bring in can lead to illness. 3, increase in allergy symptoms due to more hair and pet dander. 2, risk of parasites like fleas, mites, ticks, or worms. And coming in at number 1, poor sleep quality for both you and your dog. So I have to ask, do you guys sleep with your pets?
No.
Oh. I guess I'm alone on this one.
I will say that was different pre-having multiple kids.
Okay, so like you used to let your dog sleep in bed with you or whatever.
Yes, the dog, yeah.
Okay. Did you ever view any of these things as concerns?
Not really.
Yeah.
Plus, they're warm and they're cuddly, and
yeah, I mean,
especially on like a cold morning, it's always nice. We like to have big dogs, so
yeah,
it's they provide warmth.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is just kind of every dog we've ever had has slept with us.
Well, here's a question for you then: has one ever snapped at you?
Never.
The same. That's the one thing that sticks out in this, where it's like, really?
Yeah, like it's
that's
just
a concern.
Yeah, like it has nightmare and it's going to bite you or something. It's the thing. Like more than anything, like even this morning when I got Bailey snores, so that's kind of annoying sometimes. And she also has no concern for your personal space at all. So she was laying on her back, just like spread eagle in the bed, like taking up all of the room and snoring as I woke up this morning. And I loved it. Like it actually just, the first thing as soon as I opened my eyes, it just put a smile on my face because I thought it was funny. So I don't know. I'm an advocate. Sleep with your animals.
So one question that I have for you here, as far as animal snoring, if I'm in a room and somebody else is snoring, or I can hear snoring from another room, it drives me crazy and I can't fall asleep. But if it's a dog snoring, it's like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it's different.
And then you just kind of relax.
Yeah, no,
Why is that?
It's like white noise.
Kind of. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. I'm all for it.
Ambient dog sound.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, whether you sleep with your pets or not, I hope you have a good Friday and get ready because we're going to have some nice weather today, but you're going to need to be weather aware as we move into the weekend. We've got the details in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time 5:58.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
whoa, my kid's got a serious backhand.
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
tennis campus how much?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you to help you build a savings plan for expenses big and small so your money can make money. Mike, how's that sound?
Sounds like match point.
Sounds like love.
We could serve up tennis puns all day.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
Marion's Piazza, home of Dayton's favorite pizza. Proud sponsors of Flyer basketball on WHIO Radio. Marion's has been serving award-winning Dayton-style thin crust pizzas, giant sandwiches, and other Italian specialties in a relaxing old Italian courtyard atmosphere for more than 50 years. Come enjoy a night out at Marion's, a great gathering place for sports teams, reunions, graduation parties, birthdays, and celebrations of all sorts. With 9 area locations, you'll find a Marion's near you. Marion's and the Flyers, 2 winning Dayton traditions.
Restore more with Ram Restoration, your trusted full-service solution for your home or business. Got water damage, fire damage, mold issues? Don't worry. We've got you covered with our 24/7 emergency response. Count on us to restore your property to tip-top shape. Visit RamRestorationUSA.com. Need a new roof or siding? Looking to add an addition? We also offer remodeling, roofing, construction, and plumbing services. Ram Restoration. Everything under one roof. Visit us today at RamRestorationUSA.com.
Whatever the weather outside, stay comfortable inside with Tanner Heating and Air Conditioning, where quality and comfort matter the most. Our cost-effective systems for your home or office and planned service will save you some bucks. Bucks. That's right, Sarah bucks. That will keep your wallet happy. Tanner Heating and Air Conditioning, a reliable local family-owned company that always produces great results. This is Sarah Tanner. Call 299-2500 or go to TannerHVAC.com to schedule today. Tanner Heating and Air Conditioning, a name you can trust.
WHIO, Dayton Springfield. Celebrating our 90th year as the Miami Valley's leading news station. Weather, traffic, and breaking news starts now.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock. It's Friday, March 14th. I'm Brittany Otto on Miami Valley's Morning News with the 3 big things that you need to know. Sun and clouds today, windy with a high near 80. The Dayton Dragons announcing that they're being sold to Diamond Baseball Holdings. The Dragons will remain a high A affiliate with the Cincinnati Reds. And it is our top local story: wind, rain, and storms. 3 things you need to be weather aware of heading into the weekend.
Yeah, and our Storm Center 7 team of meteorologists will be closely watching for updates on this forecast.
The winds gusting over 50 miles per hour at times, in excess of 60 miles per hour with some of these storms that may become severe. That, again, our biggest threat. But hail and isolated tornadoes cannot be ruled out. Those threats are extremely low, but we're watching it closely as we get into Saturday morning, then again Saturday afternoon. Saturday morning, more of an isolated opportunity for severe weather, a scattered opportunity as we go into Saturday afternoon.
And Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Red says it becomes more of the heavy rain threat Saturday night into Sunday,
where we can pick up close to 3 inches of rain, if not more in some areas. Low-lying areas will likely see some flash flooding. Also, keep in mind, with 3+ inches of rain, our grounds will be completely saturated. And with winds gusting over 45 to 50 miles per hour, uprooting of trees are a possibility, as well as isolated power outages.
Yeah, stay tuned here as we get weather updates and alerts. We're going to bring them to you right here on Dayton's weather station, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Record-breaking highs across the Miami Valley. I'm Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz. We'll talk about when the summer-like weather disappears.
If you're heading out to the freeway, travel times are normal so far this morning. I'm Jake Magnotta with Dayton's most frequent traffic.
I'm Brittany Otto. This is Miami Valley's Morning News on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO, sponsored by Kia of Beaver Creek.
And I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Today marks the 1-year anniversary an EF3 tornado ripped through the Indian Lake area.
A memorial is set for 7 p.m. at the high school where survivors, first responders, and community members can reflect on what happened, how they recovered, and to look at hope for the future. Doors open at 6:30 p.m.
Now it's WHIO's Jason Michaels. A separate memorial is set Sunday in the community of Lakeview. Montgomery County Sheriff's deputy will be in court next month.
This is because he's accused of stalking. A spokesperson told us Deputy Tyler Murphy is on unpaid leave and is facing 1 count each of telecommunications harassment and stalking. Murphy has been with the department since 2023. His attorney has filed a not guilty plea on Murphy's behalf with the court.
That is News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright. The woman killed in a two-car crash at Stanley Avenue and Helena Street Wednesday afternoon has been identified.
The coroner's office said 73-year-old Ruby Robinson died at the hospital after the crash. According to the police report, the crash happened when the Buick Robinson was in did not yield to traffic and collided with another car.
That is News Center 7's Letitia Perry reporting. Medics took the driver to the hospital. Miamisburg police say a person of interest in a deadly shooting is now behind bars.
Cops and state troopers spent most of the night using dogs and a plane to track down 32-year-old Demetrius Turner, who was finally arrested Thursday afternoon.
That is WHIO's Paige Jensen Runner reporting. Officers say 52-year-old Leslie Ross was shot to death on Golden Arrow Court Wednesday night. President Trump hosting NATO's leader at the White House yesterday.
The president welcomed NATO's Secretary General to the White House, alternating between praise for the leader of the European cooperative and criticism of member states for not doing their fair share. That, of course, and talks about Greenland as well. This is a general feeling, a collective reset of NATO's mission and policies, at least so say White House officials.
And here's Fox's Kevin Cork. A U.S. wholesale inflation decelerated last month.
Labor Department has reported its producer price index, which tracks inflation before it reaches consumers, was unchanged from January after rising 0.6% the month before. Compared to a year earlier, producer prices were up 3.2%.
That is WHIO's Rich Jones. WHIO News Time is 6:05.
Well, a new study by the National Institute of Cardiology reveals that marriage increases the risk of being overweight by 62% in men. Women also face an increased risk when married, but not as high as men, coming in at 39%. Married men 3.2 times more likely to be obese than unmarried men. The study suggests cultural attitudes toward obesity may play a role in the gender difference. And a man facing charges after a violent shooting in Dayton. We've got the details in 2 minutes. WHI News Time 6:06.
WHIO is Dayton's #1 traffic station. We watch it from the air, from the ground, and from your car. Triple Team Traffic with Jake Magnotta is only on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it.
The original 5-Star Plumbing Company has been servicing the Miami Valley since 1997. We've been fixing leaks longer than most folks have had access to the internet. Don't be confused with those other wannabes. The original 5-Star Plumbing Company has the tools, the talent, and the trustworthiness to tackle any plumbing challenge. Call the original 5-Star Plumbing Company today at 937-902-6195 or go to 5starplumbingservices.com.
Hey, it's Nancy for my friends and family at Square One Salon. The 4-corner focus at Square One drives them in everything they do. And the gift of experience is the best gift of all. It always fits, never expires, and is always in demand. From hair, massages, manicures, makeup, to giving back to our community, Square One believes we all have a permanent place as a member in their family. I know I do. Visit squareonesalon.com. We are Square One.
Specialty Motorworks in West Carrollton offers quality, affordable import car repair. Not everyone has the knowledge, skills, and tools to work on foreign cars. We have 40 years of import repair experience. Trust your car to Specialty Motorworks on Springboro Pike in West Carrollton.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brian Kilmeade.
Hi, everyone. WHIO's Brian Kilmeade here, and I am coming to Dayton, and I want to see you in person. So join me at the Victoria Theater for my show, History, Liberty, and Laughs.
I love a good Kilmeade joke, obviously, just as much as the next guy and woman.
Also with Fox Nation. I'll be there Saturday, June 21st. So buy your tickets now at DaytonLive.org.
My self-esteem is gone.
And you can upgrade your tickets for a VIP experience where we can meet before the show backstage and take some pictures.
You'll see the picture online. What was in the picture?
Join me, Brian Kilmeade, in Dayton, all part of the year-long WHIO 90th anniversary celebration. And did I mention I might bring a few of my friends to join me?
You never know who might show up. You open it for the big names, but when you close the book, you remember the other names. We're not America without those so-called average everyday Americans doing great things.
Buy your tickets now and tell them Brian sent you, only from WHIO, AM1290 and 95.7 FM. Dayton's weather, traffic, and Fox News station.
Together with the resources of News Center 7, you're on Dayton's #1 news team. Now, back to Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
Good morning, and thanks for listening to Miami Valley's Morning News on this Friday. I'm Brittany Otto. Today, not only National Pie Day, it's National Potato Chip Day and National Save a Spider Day. 51 degrees in Dayton at 6:08.
I will not participate in the saving the spider part of that. 8 minutes here after 6 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, it's also A10 tournament time for the Flyers.
The UD men's basketball team takes on St. Joseph's tonight. The teams play each other for the second time this season, and Dayton won the last meeting. You can hear our own Larry Hansgen call the game tonight here on the home of the Flyers.
Yeah, it's WHIO's Will Taylor reporting. New details on the man accused of shooting a teenager at Washington Park in Dayton this week.
20-year-old Brian Banda. He's now facing felonious assault and a weapons charge. Police said Banda was using a gun that's so powerful it could shoot through body armor.
That's News Center 7's Letitia Perry reporting. The teen is expected to be okay. A judge set bond for Banda at $500,000. A new documentary shows a possible connection between Hamas and campus protests.
Filmmaker Wendy Sachs's October 8th exposes anti-Semitism on college campuses. The Hamas terrorist attack on Israel took place on October 7th, 2023, but the first protest took place in Times Square on October the 8th, the next day at Harvard. She says she's documented a well-orchestrated campaign to delegitimize Israel and says she discovered people she identifies as senior leaders of Hamas in America strategizing on how to infiltrate universities.
There's Fox's Gary Baumgarten reporting. Florida firefighters battled a brush fire flare-up yesterday. Fox's Samantha Sosa reports for us from Miami-Dade County.
Massive flames burning brush in South Miami-Dade. On the ground, ash raining down. Heavy smoke making it hard to see the road. Helicopters dump water onto the flames. And firefighters inside the brush area use equipment to douse the fire. Firefighters with the Florida Forest Service and Miami-Dade Fire Rescue have been working on this fire and had it 90% contained, but it flared up again.
Yeah, firefighters will continue containment and police will keep blocking roads there.
This is WHIO Continuing News.
Brittany mentioned it minutes ago. Today marks the global celebration of one of the most famous special numbers in math.
You don't have to be a mathlete to get excited about 314 or Pi Day. March 14th is the day we celebrate 3.14 or pi, the ratio of the circumference of a circle.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. WHIO News Time 6:11.
And we get your 5-day weather forecast now from Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz.
79 today, partly cloudy to mostly sunny. We'll drop to only 59 degrees overnight, hit 74 tomorrow. Several rounds of storms moving in, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. We'll hold the chance of rain on the front half of Sunday as we'll drop to 51 degrees. 56 on Monday, looking at some sunshine and right back up towards 70 by Tuesday with partly cloudy skies.
A clear scan of the live Doppler 7 radar right now. It is 54 in Fairborn. It's 48 in Brookville, 51 degrees at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at GrismerTire.com.
And here's traffic expert Jake McNaughton.
Well, if you're in Moraine, police and fire recently got to the scene of a crash. Reports that a car is on its side at Stroop Road and Springboro Pike. It's right near the Foyal plant. This is the only issue we are dealing with right now. Still no interstate slowdowns for us. I'm Jake Magnotta.
Well, Best Life magazine says female cockroach milk, which is rich in nutrients, could be the next big thing in nutrition. It contains 4 times more protein than cow's milk, although the milking process is complex and safety for human consumption has not been verified yet. Scientists in India tasted the milk and say it doesn't really resemble or taste like anything else. And a new lawsuit is out targeting the Girl Scouts and their famous cookies. Details in 3 minutes. WHIO News Time 6:13.
This is the Miami Valley's home for Fox News. WHIO.
For This Week in History, I'm Ron Otto. March 9th, 1959, Barbie makes her debut at the American Toy Fair in New York and will go on to sell over 1 billion units worldwide. March 10th, 1940, Chuck Norris is born in Ryan, Oklahoma.
Because that's where the Rangers
gonna be.
March 10th, 1876, Alexander Graham Bell tells his assistant Thomas Watson, "Come here, I want to see you," through his new invention, the telephone. March 15th, 44 BC, the Ides of March. Julius Caesar is stabbed to death by Brutus, Cassius, and several other senators in Rome.
Left 2.
Is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
If you're in college, or let's say you have a kid who's in college or going soon, I want to tell you the hottest thing right now is to go in a college program where you work, not just wherever, but you work in jobs that are in the field of what you're studying, and it lets you stand above the crowd. This is the number one way for someone to take a college degree and be successful with it after graduating from college. College is so expensive, it's better actually to stretch college to get that degree to 5 or 6 years working while in school, so that when you graduate, you not only have the credential, but you also have experience in the field you want to work in.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO. The WHIO call letter still means something in the Miami Valley. The original news legends, Lou M., Don Wayne, Jim Baldridge, Gil Whitney. We are standing on the giants of Dayton radio, and we take their legacy seriously. Nothing is as good as the best local news possible, serving you in your hometown. It's important to us. WHIO was and is the #1 news station in the region. You're listening to the legendary WHIO. Depend on it. Breaking news all morning, the Storm Center 7 forecast to start your day, and triple team traffic. Miami Valley's morning news continues on WHIO.
Good morning. It is 6:16. I'm Brittany Otto here on Miami Valley's Morning News with the 3 big things that you need to know today. A shooting and a crash leave 2 people dead in Darke County. The Dayton Flyers take on St. Joe's in their first game of the A-10 tournament tonight. And it is our top local story, messy weather making its way to the Miami Valley.
And Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz has been watching this forecast closely.
A very potent area of low pressure deepening as it gets closer to us here in the Miami Valley. Unfortunately, it brings us our first attempt for the spring season of severe weather.
Now, we have multiple rounds of storms this weekend, and a wind advisory issued for the whole region starting tomorrow morning early. Specifics on this coming up in weather. In Shelby County, we now know that a woman died in a rollover crash.
On State Route 66, troopers told us Vivian Walker's car drove off the side of the road, hit a tree, and went into a ditch before rolling on its top. Walker died before troopers and medics arrived Tuesday morning.
That is News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright. The Girl Scouts are being sued over what may be in their cookies.
The suit filed in the Eastern District of New York claims the cookies contain heavy metals and pesticides. Despite the claims, the suit does not say anyone was sickened or harmed by the cookies. The person who filed suit, Amy Mayo, is asking for at least $5 million.
That is WHIO's Jason Michaels. Mayo wants a jury trial. The U.S. and Israel have reached out to officials of 3 East African governments to discuss using their territories as potential destinations to resettle Palestinians from the Gaza Strip.
That's according to American and Israeli officials who spoke to the Associated Press. The contacts were with Sudan, Somalia, and the breakaway region of Somalia known as Somaliland.
That is WHIO's Will Taylor. Out of Connecticut, a man who said he was held captive by his stepmother for more than 2 decades sets fire to his room in order to escape.
The man said he was left in a storage room locked with plywood on the door and was fed 2 sandwiches and 2 cups of water a day. He set fire to the room with printer paper, hand sanitizer, and a lighter. Police say he was being held by 32-year-old Kimberly Sullivan since he was 11 years old.
That is WHIO's Ian James. Constantly updating stories with new details. Russia hasn't agreed to the U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal in Ukraine, but it hasn't rejected it either. Fox's Jonathan Savage reports.
President Vladimir Putin feels he has Ukraine on the run, at least in the Kursk region of Russia, where his forces have taken back areas of land seized by Ukrainian troops. That's one reason why he suggested that Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky has more to gain from a ceasefire than he does. President Putin says any agreement will come with strings attached. He wants to eliminate what he sees as the root causes of the conflict, specifically NATO expansion to the east.
Now, Russia may ask the U.S. to pressure Ukraine into abandoning its hopes of joining the alliance. WHIO News Time, 6:19.
Now your 5-day weather forecast as we head into the weekend from Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
Starting off in the 30s and 40s this morning, hitting 79 degrees this afternoon, possibly breaking a record high with a lot of sunshine. The winds kick up speed. Will hit 74 Saturday, bringing the chance of storms in the morning, in the afternoon, and again into the evening. And a few maybe strong wind to over 60 miles per hour going to be our biggest threat. Rain continues into Sunday, heavy rain at times, and by the end of it all, we could pick up nearly 3 inches, and flooding becomes a concern. 51, by the way, once that front moves through on Sunday, drying out Monday and Tuesday as temperatures continue to warm. 56 on Monday, 69 on Tuesday.
The live Doppler 7 radar clear right now. It's 46 in Piqua, 46 in Springfield, 51 degrees at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free oil changes, an additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
Here's traffic expert Jake Magnotta.
Still no crashes reported on our highways this morning. We did have a recent crash in Moraine. Police and fire responding to this one around 6 Stroop Road at Springboro Pike near Whio. I'm Jake Magnotta.
A study finds says kids who regularly eat fish are friendlier, more helpful, and more considerate than kids that don't. The University of Bristol study suggests that omega-3 fatty acids in fish support brain development and aid in empathy and kindness. And there may be some good news in the battle to avert a government shutdown. We've got details in our in-depth impact story in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time 6:21.
WHIO's Brian Kilmeade here. I am coming to Dayton at the Victoria Theater Saturday, June 21st. Buy your tickets now at DaytonLive.org. Part of the WHIO 90th anniversary celebration. AM 1290 and 95.7 FM. Dayton's weather, traffic, and Fox News station.
Is your family aware of what's to happen to you after your passing? Are your wishes for a traditional burial or cremation? How will everything be paid for? Woodland Historic Cemetery and Arboretum encourages you to pre-plan these details. Inflation is felt by all of us. Planning ahead prevents emotional overspending and protects your family's interests. Why choose Woodland? Because it's beautiful, timeless, and still available. Advanced planning is the best gift you could give to your loved ones. Visit woodlandcemetery.org to request more information on pre-planning.
This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
So much conversation about crypto. I'm asked a lot about it. A lot of people get upset with me that I'm so cautious about you being involved with crypto. And it is still a Wild West kind of thing. You may have heard, if you're into crypto, that Bybit got hit by hackers and $1.5 billion of its customers' money that was stored with Bybit is now lost in space. There are rumors that the money was stolen by North Korean hackers. Who knows exactly where that money's gone? The problem is, for you as a consumer, you have money on a crypto exchange, you feel like it's going to be safe. It's not necessarily safe from a hacker, and there's no FDIC insurance.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO. The WHIO call letter still means something in the Miami Valley. The original news legends, Lou M., Don Wayne, Jim Baldridge, Gil Whitney. We are standing on the giants of Dayton radio, and we take their legacy seriously. Nothing is as good as the best local news possible, serving you in your hometown. It's important to us. WHIO was and is the #1 news station in the region. You're listening to the legendary WHIO. Depend on it. all news and talk radio station. That means we're talking about what you're talking about. Miami Valley's morning news continues on WHIO.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us here on Miami Valley's Morning News. I'm Brittany Otto, in for Larry Hanskin, who is out on the road with the Dayton Flyers for the A10 tournament. Flyers in Washington, they take on St. Joe's in quarterfinal action tonight. Tip-off at 7:30, pregame at 6:30 here on your home of the Flyers, where it's 51 degrees in Dayton at 6:24.
And that's 24 minutes after 6 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Our typical high this time of year should be around 50.
Nowhere close today. In fact, nearing 30 degrees above normal. We will have a forecast high of 79. If that verifies at the Dayton International Airport, we will break the record that was set back in 1990, where we hit 78 degrees. In fact, we have the potential of coming close to record again on Saturday, even with the rain that's moving in with a high of 74. The cold front sweeps through. We drop to 51. Back to normal. Reality check on Sunday.
And is Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz. Here is a WHIO impact story, which means we go in depth on a major story for you every hour. A Senate Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer, now says he will vote to keep the government open, supporting the GOP spending bill. Fox's Kristen Goodwin explains.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer revealing he'll vote to advance the House-approved CR bill to fund the government through September, suggesting a shutdown would give the Trump administration too much power.
Donald Trump is hoping for a shutdown because it will distract from his true agenda, delivering massive cuts to the rich, paid for on the backs of American families.
Schumer's remarks a day after saying he'd oppose the measure, calling it partisan and stressing Republicans drafted it without any input from Democrats. The House-approved measure aims to increase defense spending by $6 billion and cut non-defense programs by roughly $13 billion, which Republicans have called essential.
Now, as this story continues to develop in the hours ahead, you can get updates right here on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. President Trump defending his tariffs during a meeting in the Oval Office with the NATO Secretary General.
We've been ripped off for years, and we're not going to be ripped off anymore. No, I'm not going to bend at all. Aluminum or steel or cars. We're not going to bend. We've been ripped off as a country for many, many years.
Now, the European Union is threatening tariffs on $28 billion of U.S. goods, including American whiskey. President Trump responded by threatening 200% tariffs on some European alcohol.
This is WHIO Continuing News.
And if you think too many places are asking you for a tip these days, well, you aren't alone, at least according to a new survey.
A new Wallet Hub survey reveals that nearly 9 out of 10 Americans believe that tipping culture has spiraled out of control, highlighting growing consumer frustration with expanding gratuity expectations. According to this survey, nearly 3 in 5 Americans believe businesses are shifting the responsibility of employee compensation onto the customers through tips rather than paying adequate salaries to their employees.
Now here's Fox's John Saucier reporting. WHIO News Time 626.
Well, you can always save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. You can do it with the help of Dayton's consumer warrior, Clark Howard. Clark has great advice for you anytime at his website. Just go to clark.com. Here's this morning's Clark tip.
March is the end of the cycle where you can make a change, or if you have an older family member who is on Medicare, that you can make a change in your Medicare Advantage plan. And most people that are in an Advantage plan just renew with whoever they're with each year, not being aware that this year there's tumult with Medicare Advantage. A lot of the providers available on a Medicare Advantage plan, if you look at the new list, people you used are gone. A lot of the benefits you got with your Medicare Advantage plan, they're gone too. So this year, more important than in prior years, for you to reshop who you're getting your Medicare Advantage plan from. And if you're approaching the age where you're going to join Medicare, my advice on Advantage plans, just say no. Stay in traditional Medicare. It's much better. This is Clark Howard.
The original 5-Star Plumbing Company has been servicing the Miami Valley since 1997. We've been fixing leaks longer than most folks have had access to the internet. Don't be confused with those other wannabes. The original 5-Star Plumbing Company has the tools, the talent, and the trustworthiness to tackle any plumbing challenge. Call the original 5-Star Plumbing Company today at 937-902-6195 or go to 5starplumbingservices.com.
How do you gain a good reputation? By consistently doing the best you can and outperforming the competition. Dayton Door Sales has a reputation for the quality of their garage door installation and repair. Of course, quality depends as much on people as materials, and Dayton Door Sales employs only experienced professional installers and technicians. See for yourself why Dayton Door Sales is the region's leader for garage door service and installation at DaytonDoorSales.com. Integrity, value, experience. That's Dayton Door Sales.
Hey, it's Nancy for my friends and family at Square One Salon. The four-corner focus at Square One drives them in everything they do. And the gift of experience is the best gift of all. It always fits, never expires, and is always in demand. From hair, massages, manicures, makeup, to giving back to our community, Square One believes we all have a permanent place as a member in their family. I know I do. Visit squareonesalon.com. We are Square One.
Tune in to WHIO Radio for all your live UD Flyer basketball, sponsored in part by Premier Health. Premier Health is proud to be the official healthcare provider for UD Athletics. Learn more at premierhealth.com/UD.
The WHIO Weekend Preview with what's happening around the Miami Valley. Here's Chris Hartley.
Hey, what's up, Miami Valley? Here's what's happening. Jameson's Folly and the Celtic Academy of Irish Dance is both going to be performing at the 2nd Street Market. That's going to be on Saturday in honor of St. Patrick's Day. The fun begins at 10 a.m. It's going to run through 2. Kung Fu Panda 4 is happening on Springboro Performing Arts Center. That's going to be on Saturday. Admission is free. Kids, crafts, and concessions will be available. 2 showtimes for you, noon and 2. Revenge Professional Rodeo. That's going to be happening out in Springfield. That's going to be this weekend at the Champion Center. Friday and Saturday, gates open at 5:30. The show's going to start at 7. And movies topping the box office this weekend include Mickey 17, Captain America, Brave New World, and Last Breath. It's a great time of the year to check out a movie. With your WHIO Weekend Preview, I'm Chris Hartley.
WHIO, Dayton, Springfield. Celebrating our 90th year as the Miami Valley's leading news station. Weather, traffic, and breaking news starts now.
Good morning. It is 6:30. It's Friday, March 14th. I'm Brittany Otto here on Miami Valley's Morning News with the 3 big things that you need to know. Sun and clouds today, windy with a high near 80 degrees. The Dayton Dragons announcing they're being sold to Diamond Baseball Holdings. The Dragons will remain a High A affiliate with the Cincinnati Reds. And it is our top local story. Multiple rounds of thunderstorms expected to move into the Miami Valley this weekend.
Yeah, Brittany, a wind advisory also goes into effect Saturday from 2 a.m. until 8 p.m. for most of the region.
This includes Auglaize, Butler, Champaign, Clark, Clinton, Dark, Green, Logan, Mercer, Miami, Montgomery, Preble, Shelby, and Warren counties in Ohio. It also includes Union and Wayne counties in Indiana. There's also a wind advisory for Randolph County until 4 p.m. on Saturday.
That is WHIO's Will Taylor. And the first line of storms expected between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. Saturday. Then Saturday night into Sunday morning, the time frames for storms roughly 7 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Now's the time to prepare. Know your safe spot. Get your emergency kit ready and practice it. Make sure you have your weather radio plugged in. Batteries in it in case the power goes out.
Yeah, Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz breaks down threats and timing in her forecast coming up. So stay tuned here, of course, as we get weather updates and alerts in the hours and days ahead. We're going to bring them to you here on Dayton's weather station, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
The threat for strong, possibly even severe storms in the Miami Valley. I'm Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz, timing them out and talking about your threats.
All lanes are open and moving well on our highways this morning. I'm Jake Magnotta with Dayton's most frequent traffic.
This is Miami Valley's Morning News on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. I'm Brittany Otto.
And I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, 2 people are dead and 1 is injured after a shooting and crash in Dark County yesterday afternoon. WHIO's Rich Jones reports.
A man called 911 telling dispatchers that he went to his friend's home and his friend came out and started shooting at him, according to police, who say that the man who was suffering from gunshot wounds got in his car and told 911 he was being chased by his friend. The man told dispatchers that the suspect was continuing to shoot at him and ram his vehicle while he was chasing him, and the 2 men eventually crashed, and the suspect was thrown from his car, pronounced dead on scene. The man who was shot was flown to Miami Valley Hospital. Deputies did a welfare check at the suspect's home and found a woman dead inside. Police say she was related to the suspect.
Yeah, her death is being investigated as a homicide, and police say there is no threat to the public at this time. The driver is okay, but the Coca-Cola truck is not.
The fire wiped out this cab here on I-75, headed south in Piqua. Troopers told us a mechanical problem actually started the fire. At one point, ODOT said this backed up traffic for about an hour.
That is News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright reporting. A 73-year-old woman was killed in a dating crash Wednesday evening.
Ruby Robinson was the victim identified in the crash that happened on the corner of Stanley Avenue and Helena Street just before 5 p.m. Wednesday. A Buick LaCrosse was hit and went off the north side of the road. The 78-year-old driver and Robinson were taken to Miami Valley Hospital, where Robinson later died from her injuries.
And is WHIO's Ian James. The Dayton Dragons are being sold.
Diamond Baseball Holdings has reached an agreement to purchase the Dragons from Palisades Arcadia Baseball LLC. Terms of the deal have not been released. According to a press release, the Dragons will remain the Cincinnati Reds High A affiliate, and existing front office staff will continue to operate the club.
That is WHIO's Ron Otto reporting. Diamond owns and operates several other minor league clubs, including the Louisville Bats, the Reds AAA affiliate. In the Sunshine State, the University of Florida suspends 2 universities for hazing.
One part of the hazing ritual that got the frats into trouble was hitting pledges with cars, and it follows last month's action against another fraternity for anti-Semitism. The university charging them with dangerous and degrading hazing, and a campus police investigation is underway.
That is Fox's Gary Baumgarten reporting. A Canadian entrepreneur and actress claims she was shackled and detained by ICE at the southern border while trying to obtain a new visa.
35-year-old Jasmine Mooney, who appeared in the American Pie franchise and is the co-founder of non-alcoholic beverage company Holy Water, said she's been held in inhumane conditions since she was nabbed at the San Ysidro border between Mexico and San Diego back on March 3rd. Mooney had traveled to the border crossing earlier this month after learning in November her 3-year work visa had been revoked. Mooney entered the country through Mexico, where border agents advised her to visit a U.S. consulate to apply for legal status, but then claimed she was refused entry back to Mexico and detained. Mooney has not been charged with the crime, and she's expected to be released from custody today.
That is Fox's Ted Lindner reporting. WHIO News Time, 6:35.
Nice Guys Pizza in Cape Coral, Florida is going viral because they're celebrating St. Patrick's Day with a leprechaun pizza. The pie topped with corned beef, cabbage, potatoes, cheese, and mustard. They're also selling a Reuben pizza. It's topped with corned beef, pickles, sauerkraut, caraway seed, Russian dressing, Swiss, and mozzarella. And we may not learn much more following the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife. We've got that story in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time, 6:35.
WHIO is Dayton's #1 local news station. No other radio station has the power of News Center 7. Local news matters. This is 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it. All the local news notifications you need.
For kids today, we have dozens of schools closing early due to the storm.
All the local emergency weather information you need.
Standing by for another update on this huge storm about ready to hit the Miami Valley.
All the local traffic red alerts you need.
I-75 is closed in both directions. You could be sitting here for over an hour.
Download the WHIO app. Dayton's #1 local news app. Download it today. Dayton's News and Talk is WHIO.
I'm Parker Testo with the University of Dayton Sports Update. The Dayton Flyers beat VCU 75-67 in their final regular season game Friday night. Javon Bennett led the Flyers in points.
Back to Bennett for 3. It's good.
Bennett posted a Dayton career-high 22. Also having a night was Malachi Smith.
Malachi for 3. Got it!
Smith notched 13 points. Enoch Cheeks was also in double figures.
It's Cheeks and a monster dunk!
Cheeks dropped 12 points. Coach Grant after the win.
Proud of our guys because we did our part. We took care of what we needed to take care of in these 2 games, and now it's about trying to get prepared and understanding the lessons from the regular season and then putting ourselves in position to go try to win a championship in D.C.
Next time out, Dayton plays in the Atlantic 10 quarterfinals Friday night. Pregame begins at 6:30. Larry Hansgen has the call at 7:30 here on the home of the Flyers. I'm Parker Testo with your University of Dayton Sports Update on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Dayton's only all-local news radio station. The power of WHIO Radio and News Center 7 means you'll know first. This is Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
Good morning, and thanks for listening to Miami Valley's Morning News. I'm Brittany Otto with you on this Friday morning. Today, National Pie Day, National Potato Chip Day, and National Save a Spider Day. 51 degrees in Dayton at 6:38.
And that's 22 minutes here ahead of 7 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, major cuts at Johns Hopkins University after the loss of hundreds of millions of dollars in federal grants.
More than 2,000 jobs related to global health are being cut at Johns Hopkins. The Baltimore Sun reports the layoffs are happening after the university saw federal grants disappear. A Hopkins spokesperson said it's a difficult day for our entire community. The termination of more than $800 million in USAID funding is now forcing us to wind down critical work. Cuts by the Trump administration are having an oversized impact on Hopkins since it's the school getting the most in federally funded research.
That is Fox's Jill Nato reporting. The New York Attorney General says the eventual shutdown of the Department of Education takes away necessary services and funding for students.
The lawsuit argues the department is authorized by Congress, and a directive to slash the workforce or shut the department down is a violation of the separation of powers and violates the Administration Procedures Act.
That is Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Firefighters have asked for your help as they investigate a house fire in Butler County.
Crews responded to the scene of Ora Lane and Darrell Drive on reports of a house fire around 3:35 a.m. Firefighters worked several hours to extinguish the flames. According to a Facebook post, the fire was deemed suspicious.
That is WHIO's Ian James. Anyone with information can contact the Madison Township Fire Department. Gene Hackman's estate wants to keep details about his death private.
A representative for the estate of actor Gene Hackman wants a court to block the public release of autopsy and investigative reports, especially photographs and police body cam video related to last month's deaths of Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa. The rep urged a district court in Santa Fe, New Mexico, to seal the records to protect the family's right to privacy in grief, and highlighted the possibly shocking nature of photographs and video of the couple's mummified bodies, which the media would no doubt share with the world.
That is Fox's Carmen Roberts reporting.
This is WHIO Continuing News.
Now, locally, girls high school basketball state champions will be crowned at UD Arena starting today.
3 championship games are on the slate, including Division 4, where Alter takes on Bellevue. Tip-off time is set for 4:15. The Division 3 game tips at 1 with Purcell Marion taking on Avon Lake. The Division 2 championship game has Winton Woods against Anthony Wayne starting at 7:30.
That is WHIO's Ron Otto reporting. WHIO News Time 6:41.
And we get your 5-day weather forecast now with Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
79 today, partly cloudy to mostly sunny. We'll drop to only 59 degrees overnight, hit 74 tomorrow. Several rounds of storms moving in, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. We'll hold the chance of rain on the front half of Sunday as we'll drop to 51 degrees. 56 on Monday, looking at some sunshine, and right back up towards 70 by Tuesday with partly cloudy skies.
The live Doppler 7 radar is clear right now. It's 46 in Springfield, 52 in Xenia, 51 degrees at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at GrismerTire.com.
And here's traffic expert Jake Magnotta.
Around 6, we had a rollover crash reported in Moraine at Stroop Road and Springboro Pike. This is near Foyal. I've heard scanner traffic. Sounds like medics have left. And all morning long, I've been monitoring a normal interstate system. I'm still not seeing any slow traffic anywhere for us to avoid. I'm Jake Magnotta.
Well, ABC says a 4-year-old Chicago girl survived a fall from the 10th floor of a building yesterday. The girl suffered a head injury and is in fair condition at the hospital. No other injuries were reported. The incident is under investigation. A witness at the scene says it's a miracle she survived. In an accident at Recess sends a child to the hospital via care flight in Champaign County. Details on that in 3 minutes. WHI News Time is 6:43.
This is the Miami Valley's home for Fox News. WHIO.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
whoa, my kid's got a serious backhand.
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
tennis campus how much?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you to help you build a savings plan for expenses big and small so your money can make money. Mike, how's that sound?
Sounds like match point.
Sounds like love.
We could serve up tennis puns all day.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
Marion's Piazza, home of Dayton's favorite pizza. Proud sponsors of Flyer basketball on WHIO Radio. Marion's has been serving award-winning Dayton-style thin-crust pizzas, giant sandwiches, and other Italian specialties in a relaxing old Italian courtyard atmosphere for more than 50 years. Come enjoy a night out at Marion's, a great gathering place for sports teams, reunions, graduation parties, birthdays, and celebrations of all sorts. With 9 area locations, you'll find a Marion's near you. Marion's and the Flyers, 2 winning Dayton traditions.
For Good News in Dayton, this is Brent Kress with Wagner Paving. Today I would like to introduce my friend and founder of HDRT, Kate Osberg.
How we doing? Roger That Racing is a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization dedicated to creating an inclusive community at and around motorcycle racing events that promotes youth programs